Dear students, welcome to Study and Learn Academy. I am Dr. Ganpat Nagda. Today we will continue lecture second of chapter Plant Kingdom. And in last lecture we were discussing about the Pteridophyta. So the various subphylum of Pteridophytas. Today we will discuss from Coelopsida. These are the oldest known vascular plants. Most of them except Coleotum and Mesopteris are fossils. Plant body is relatively less differentiated. Root are absent. Instead, dichomatous branched rhizome is present. Aerial axis is either necked or have small spirally arranged leaves. Sporangia are colline, means directly borne on the axis or stem. They are lateral or terminal in position. Example Coleotum and Meropteris. Then the subphylum Lycopsida. Plant body is differentiated into root, stem and leaves. Leaves small, microphyllous with a single unbranched vein. Sporangia develop in the axil of the sporophylls. Sporophylls generally forms compact strobili, example Lycopodium, Saliginella, etc. Subphylum Spinopsida, stem differentiated into nodes and internodes. Leaves microphyllous, present in whorls at each node. Sporangia are borne on the sporangiophores, which form compact cones at the apex of the fertile branches. Example Equisetum. Subphylum Pteropsida, plant body well differentiated into root, stem and leaves. Leaves megaphyllous, pinnately compound. Sporangia developed on the ventral surface of the sporophylls, usually aggregated into sori. Example Dipteris, Pteris, Pteridium, Polypodium, etc. Now the next group is Angiosperm. The angiosperms or flowering plants constitute the most dominant and ubiquitous vascular plants of present day flora, which change the green and yellow melancholy of the earth's vegetation by the colorful brightness and fragrance of their flower. The term angiosperm means enclosed seed because the ovules or potential seeds are enclosed within a hollow ovary. Now the classification of angiosperms. The plants of angiosperm divided into two major groups as dicotyledons and monocotyledons. First, dicotyledons, they are show following distinguished characteristics. Tape roots found in the members of this group. In the members of these class exhibits reticulate venation. The flowers are tetramerous or pentamerous, having 4 or 5 members in the various floral whorls respectively. The vascular bundles arranged in a ring numbering 2 to 6, open and with cambium. The seeds of dicotyledons are with 2 cotyledons as the name indicate. Monocotyledons, they are show following distinguished characteristics. Adventitious roots found in the members of this group. The leaves are simple with parallel venation. The flowers are trimerous, having 3 members of each floral whorl. The vascular bundles scattered in the ground tissue, many in number, closed and without cambium. The seeds of monocotyledons are with 1 cotyledon as the name indicates. Cereals, bamboos, sugarcane, palms, bananas, lilies and orchids. These are the examples of monocotyledons. Gymnosperms. Living gymnosperms are mostly perennials, xerophytic, evergreen, arboreal, and woody plants. They grow as wood trees, bushy shrubs, or rarely as climbers. Example, nettles. None of them are herbs or annuals. External features. The plant body is sporophyte and differentiated into root, stem, and leaves. The plant possesses well-developed taproot system. In some cases, the roots are symbiotically associated with algae, caroloid roots of cycas, or with fungi, mycorrhizal roots of pinus. The stem is erect, aerial, solid, woody, and branched or unbranched in cycadales, but almost tuberous in Gemia. The leaves may be microphyllous or megaphyllous. Now the classification of animal kingdom, Animalia. Classification of animal kingdom is based on various fundamental features like level of organization, symmetry, diploblastic and triploblastic organization, coelom development, segmentation of the body, and presence or absence of notochord. So you can see in this particular slide the broad classification of animal based on common fundamental features. So you can see Animalia, multicellular kingdom. Level of organization is cellular level or tissue, organ and organ system level. Symmetry, body cavity or coelom or phylum. So this particular slide is showing the common fundamental features of Animalia, classification based. Now the first is levels of organization. Though all members of Animalia are multicellular, all of them do not exhibit the same pattern of organization of cells. For example, in sponges, the cells are arranged as loose cell aggregates. They exhibit cellular level of organization. Some division of labor activities occur among the cells. In coelentrates, the arrangement of cells is more complex. Here, the cells performing the same function are arranged into tissues, hence it is called tissue level of organization. A still higher level of organization, organ level, or you can say organ level of organization, is exhibited by members of Platyhelminthes and other higher phyla, where tissues are grouped together to form organs, each specialized for a particular function. In animals like annelids, arthropods, mollusks, echinoderms, and chordates, organs have associated to form functional systems, each system concerned with a specific physiological function. This pattern is called organ system level of organization. Organ systems in different groups of animals exhibit various patterns of complexities. For example, the digestive system in Platyhelminthes, incomplete digestive system, has only a single opening to the outside of the body that serves as both mouth and anus, and is hence called incomplete. A complete digestive system has two opening, mouth and anus. Similarly, the circulatory system may be of two types: open type, in which the blood is pumped out of the heart and the cells and tissues are directly bathed in it, and closed type, in which the blood is circulated through a series of vessels of varying diameters, arteries, veins, and capillaries. Now the symmetry. Animals can be categorized on the basis of their symmetry. Sponges are mostly asymmetrical. Any plane that passes through the center does not divide them into equal halves. When any plane passing through the central axis of the body divides the organism into two identical halves, it is called radial symmetry. Coelentrates, ctenophores, and echinoderms have this kind of body plan. Animals like annelids, arthropods, etc., where the body can be divided into identical left and right halves in only one plate, exhibit bilateral symmetry. So you can see the radial symmetry figure in this particular slide. Bilateral symmetry figure in this particular diagram. Now the diploblastic and triploblastic organization. Animals in which the cells are arranged in two embryonic layers, an external ectoderm and an internal endoderm, are called diploblastic animals. Coelenterates, an undifferentiated layer, mesoglea, is present in between the ectoderm and the endoderm. Those animals in which the developing embryo has a third germinal layer, mesoderm, in between the ectoderm and endoderm, are called triploblastic animals. Platyhelminthes to chordales. So you can see mesoglea and ectoderm and endoderm. In diploblastic there is only two layers. One is ectoderm and another is endoderm. But in triploblastic, mesoglea is also present between ectoderm and endoderm. So these two figures showing. Now the coelom. Presence or absence of cavity between the body wall and the gut wall is very important in classification. The body cavity which is lined by mesoderm is called coelom. Animal possessing coelom are called coelomates. Annelids, mollusks, arthropods, echinoderms, hemichordates and chordates. In some animals, the body cavity is not lined by mesoderm. Instead, the mesoderm is present as scattered pouches in between the ectoderm and endoderm. Such a body cavity is called pseudocoelom, and the animals possessing them are called pseudocoelomates. Example, Aschelminthes. The animals in which the body cavity is absent are called acoelomates, Platyhelminthes. So you can see on the basis of coelom, you can divide in three categories: coelomate, pseudocoelomate and acoelomate. So this particular slide is showing the figures of various group like coelomates, pseudocoelomates and acoelomates. Segmentation. In some animals, the body is externally and internally divided into segments with a serial repetition of at least some organs. For example, in earthworm, the body shows this pattern called metameric segmentation, and the phenomenon is known as metamerism. Notochord. Notochord is a mesodermally the middle layer of cells or tissues of an embryo or the parts derived from this cartilage, muscles and bone. Derived rod-like structure form on the dorsal side posterior during embryonic development in some animals. Animals having notochord are called chordates, and those animals which do not form this structure are called non-chordates. Example, Porifera to echinoderms. Now the classification of animal kingdom. Animal kingdom is classified into phylum Porifera, Coelenterata, Cnidaria, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata and Chordata. Now the first phylum is Porifera. Phylum Porifera includes organisms with holes. They are primitive multicellular animals and have cellular level of organization. They are non-motile animals attached to some solid support. The body design involves very minimal differentiation and division into tissues. They are commonly called sponges. They are generally marine and mostly asymmetrical animals. Sponges have a water transport or canal system. Water enters through minute pores, ostia, in the body wall into a central cavity. spongocoele from where it goes out through the osculum. This passage of water transport is helpful in food gathering, respiratory exchange, and removal of waste. So this is all about the today's lecture.